Hello, my name is Mason Teal, and I'm a senior here at MNOHS. So I figured that I would give a little tutorial on Blackboard and a few other things about online school so that new students can jump right in. I know that when I started, I really could use some help, so hopefully this helps you. So this here is Blackboard. On the left here, you have your tools, in the middle, classes, and on the right, announcements. Up here in the upper right, you have a little drop-down menu, a logout button, my courses, and my MNOHS. So first let's talk about tools. So these are the tools, and the tools are, well, tools. You have announcements, tasks, grades, you can send emails, all this stuff. I personally have not really used these, but I have used the calendar. So let's open this up, and this is just a typical calendar. You have all your calendars over here, all of your events. This is a great way to keep track of when things are due. So for instance, this is the last day I can turn stuff in, so just put last day to turn in assignments. And then the description, turn everything in, right? You can set a time, what calendar it's on, all that stuff. So it's just typical calendar things. If you've used, Google Calendar or Apple Calendar, you've used this. It's the same. You can change your view here to weekly or daily or monthly. So yeah, this is the calendar. Now to go back to your home screen, all you have to do is click My MNOHS right here. You can also click My Courses, but this will bring you to this screen without the announcements. I just find it easier to click on My MNOHS. So next, let's talk about announcements. So announcements are just, announcements. Things teachers think that you should know. So here's end of the quarter info here, summer ahead, all things like that. So let's now go into a class. I'm going to choose physics. So when you first click on physics, you'll notice that the announcements page pops up. This always happens for whatever class you're in. And so on the left here, you have your little toolbar. You have announcements, how to contact your teacher, your assignments, all information you need, your grades, and help. So not all taskbars/menus are going to look like this. This one is very long. It's very in-depth. It's really good. Another one, say U.S. government here, it's very short. It gets to the point. It does what it needs to, so it's up to the teacher. Again, just to get back, just clicking my MNOHS up here. And so basically, to do your schoolwork, you just click on a class. Let's do calculus. And then you click on whatever part and week you're in. Right now we're in part 2, weeks 9 through 16. At the start of every semester, you'll need to do a getting started. And this just helps the teacher kind of get to know you, where you're at, things like that. I recommend doing the getting started, all of the getting started on one day, and then working on the rest of your schoolwork. This will help, so that way you're not like, did I do the getting started? I can't remember. And then you get all your classes done, you're like, crap, getting started. Now I'm, a week behind. So I just recommend doing it the first day. All of the getting started is on the first day. So actually do your schoolwork. Again, click whatever part and week you're in, and this comes up. So this little symbol is a folder. So when you click it, it'll open up more things. You can have folders inside of folders, etc. It's all how your teacher decides they want to present the information. So let's go down to week 16 here, and here we go. So this is, again, more folders, and this symbol is a text. So there's nothing you need to submit for it, it's just telling you some information. And this is an assignment. So click on this, and you'll come up to this page. So you'll typically have a file linked to it. You click on that, and this is a PDF, so it'll open a new tab for me, and I can read all this stuff. I did not want to do that. If it's a Word doc, then you're your computer will download it and you can open it in Word. It's just very basic stuff. If you've used your computer before, you've probably used this. So, or you've probably used something similar to this. So to submit something, you have write submission right here. So if there are a couple questions, like how are you today? What's your favorite color? Things like that. So you can either write numbers manually, or you can just click this button and it'll do everything for you. Just simple thing. So that's if you need to write something. If you want to attach files, click Browse My Computer. This will come up and you can, open files, attach files so that your teacher can see your work. Don't mess with the link title. I did once and it messed everything up, so just don't touch it. If you do, make sure that you keep the file type at the end. And the other option here is Browse Cloud Storage, so you can attach Google Drive, Dropbox, things like that. You can also drag and drop into this dotted box here. So next you have comments. So for comments, don't write stuff that you should write in the text submission area. Write things like little notes to your teacher. Like, if you can't see the images, let me know and I'll send them to your email. Or the link in question number 2 is broken. Just things like that. So then when you're done, just click submit. If you're typing a lot of stuff in here in the text submission, you can click save draft and it'll save it. Now I'm not going to submit it because I already submitted this assignment, and my teacher would be like, Mason, what are you doing? You're doing great. That's great, Mason. So the other types of symbols are these. These are journals. So you're going to write something and only your teacher can see this. So all you do is just click create journal entry and then type everything out. You can also attach files, things like that. Here's another journal, and then this is a blog. So a blog is similar to a journal, but everyone can see it. So I can cycle through and see other people's things. So there are also wikis, and wikis are pretty much the same as blogs, just laid out a little differently. That about does it for this part. Up here, for the little drop-down menu, you have just click on your name and a drop-down menu will pop up. You have your calendar, grades, updates, posts, and Blackboard Home. Now, I haven't used these two or this one down here. I only use these, and if there's a little number up here, it's usually an update or a grade. So updates are simply just updates. Like, you'll have announcements, you'll have, when teachers enter manual grades, when an assignment is available, things like that. Grades are, your grades. So over here you'll have all your different classes, and then over here you'll have all the grades for all your assignments. Ramp Up to Readiness is a pass no credit class, so as long as you get above 60%, you get the credit. And then Calculus, they haven't, my teacher hasn't submitted or put in that grade. So this little symbol means that it needs grading. This symbol means that it's exempt. Yeah, if you click on this, you can read little notes that your teacher writes, like feedback, things like that. And then, of course, you have your logout button in the upper right, and that'll log you out. Now, you may be wondering, it just logged you back in. I have a password manager that automatically does that, so ignore that. It'll log you out. So there are two main ways that people get their work done. One of the ways is to do a little bit of each class every day, and the other way is to do one class, all of one class, in one day. So I personally do the one class a day method. That works best for me. However, there are some downsides, like you tend to forget some of what you were working on, especially if the class was super short and you already knew all this stuff. So there are some downsides to that method, but there are some downsides to the other method too, which is doing a little bit each day, and that's that sometimes you won't get to one of your classes, and then you'll fall behind and all this other stuff. But it's up to you. Try both ways, see what works best for you, and do that way. So anyways, I think that'll about do it. If you have any more questions, don't be afraid to ask your teachers, counselors, etc. They are here for you, so make sure you ask them. Anyways, thank you for watching, and have a good day. Goodbye.